Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is a conservative coin collector. And the other day I was at work, I was cashing out some lady's groceries, and the bill came to like $288 and whatever cents. Doesn't really matter the story. She wanted to pay with cash, and I got three $100 bills. That's a normal occurrence, and nobody wouldn't think much of it. I would just put the bills in the register and move on with my life. But it turns out the bills that she gave me were from three different generations of dollar bill, pictured above. And it's hard to see, but from oldest to newest, it goes from 1985 to 1997 to 2017, respectively. And even on the reverse, you can tell there's a huge difference. And this got me thinking, what exactly has the dollar bill, the $100 bill, what are its roots? What's the evolution of the $100 bill? History and evolution is what I want to look for. And it is America's largest bill today, but we used to have $500 bill, $1,000 bill, $10,000 bill. Unfortunately, we don't have those because Nixon axed them in 1969 to help get rid of, help deter counterfeiting. And our $100 bill has gone through some serious security measures to prevent counterfeiting as well. People still try and fail to this day. Pretty much all the coins that I've covered, these dollar bills don't start in the very birth of our country, but it starts in 1862. The first $100 United States note was issued. Variations of this note were issued that resulted in slightly different wording on the reverse, and the note was not issued again until series of 1863. In 1863, the first $100 gold certificates were issued with a bald eagle to the left and a large green 100 in the middle of the obverse. The reverse was distinctly painted orange instead of green, like all other U.S. federal government issued notes at the time. I couldn't find an image of the original, so you have what looks like actual gold certificate in its place. 1875. The reverse of the series of 1869 United States note was redesigned. Also, Treasury note was designed to United States note on the obverse. Then it was issued again in the series of 1878 and the series of 1880. In 1882, a new and revised $100 gold certificate was issued. The obverse was partially the same as the 1870 gold certificate, and the border design portrait of Thomas H. Benton and large word gold in gold color ink behind their serial numbers were all retained. The reverse featured a perched bald eagle and the Roman numeral for 100, which is a C. 1890. $100 bills, or Treasury coin notes, were issued for government purchases with silver bullion from the silver mining industry. The note featured a portrait of Admiral David G. Farragut. The note was also nicknamed a watermelon note because of the 100. You take a look at the zeros, they look like two ripe, fresh watermelons. In 1891, the $100 bill was completely redesigned by the Treasury. They felt that it was too busy, which would make it too easy to counterfeit. More open space was incorporated in this new design. 1814. The first $100 Federal Reserve note was issued with a portrait of Benjamin Franklin on the obverse, and allegorical figures represented the Labor Party, plenty American peace, and commerce were on the reverse. Under the series of 1928, all US currency was changed to its current size and began to carry a standardized design. All variations of the $100 bill would carry the same portrait of Benjamin Franklin, same border design on the obverse and the same on the reverse, with a vignette of Independence Hall. The $100 bill was issued as a Federal Reserve note with a green seal and serial numbers, and the gold certificate had golden serial numbers. In 1950, many minor aspects of the obverse of the $100 Federal Reserve note were changed. Most noticeably, the Treasury seal, green numeral 100, and the Federal Reserve seal were now smaller, with small spikes added around the Federal Reserve seal, like the Treasury seal. Because dollar bills were no longer redeemable in silver, beginning with 1963, with the series 1963A, will paid to the bearer on demand was removed from the obverse. It was shortened to its current wording. This note is legal tender for all debts public and private, and in God we trust was added to the reverse. In 1966, the first and only small-sized $100 United States note was issued with a red seal and numbers. It was the first of all United States currency to use the new U.S. Treasury seal, with wording in English instead of Latin. Like the series 1963 $2 and $5 United States notes, it lacked the will pay to bearer on demand on the obverse, and featured the motto "In God We Trust" on the reverse. The $100 United States note was issued due to legislation that is specified in a certain dollar amount of the United States notes which remain in circulation. Because the $2 and $5 United States notes were soon to be discontinued, the dollar amount of the United States notes would drop, warranting the issue of this note. $100 United States notes were last printed in 1969 and last issued in 1971. The first New Age anti-counterfeiting measures were introduced under the series in 1990, with microscopic printing around Franklin's portrait and a metallic security strip on the left side of the bill. In February 2007, the first $100 bills, a shipment of 128,000 star notes from the San Francisco Federal Reserve Bank from the Western Currency Facility in Fort Worth, Texas, were produced. Almost 16 years after the first notes from the facility were produced. The shipment makes the $100 bill the most recently added production to the facility's lineup. 4.6 billion notes were produced at that facility with Series 2006 and the Cabral and Paulson signatures, including about 4.15 million star notes. The newest $100 bill was announced on April 21, 2010. Because of printing problems, it did not enter circulation until 3.5 years later on October 8, 2013. In addition to changes introduced in 1996, the obverse features the brown quill that was used to sign the Declaration of Independence. Faint phrases from the Declaration of Independence using the Sing Inkstand's inkwell, a bell within the inkwell's image, appears and disappears depending on the angle because of optically variable ink. And changes from copper to green, the teal background, and it features a borderless Benjamin Franklin. And one of the coolest changes is a blue 3D security ribbon, trademarked Motion by Crane Currency, on which the image of Liberty bells shift into numerical designations of 100 as the note is tilted, And to the left of Franklin is small yellow hundreds with the zeros from the Urian constellation. The reverse features a large gradient 100 printed vertically on the right side. Small yellow Huracan 100s as the final lines removed from around the vignette from Independence Hall. These notes were issued as the 2009 A with the Rios-Geithner signatures. Many of these changes were intended not to thwart counterfeiting, but to make it easier to quickly check authenticity and help vision-impaired people. The first of these Series 2009 bills were produced in February 2010, while the Series 2009A replacement banknote was first produced in September 2011. The banknote that I'm showing you now is a Series 2021. Pretty much everything is the same except for the signatures. The signatures on the 2021 or 2021 are going to be different compared to 2017, 2009. Bill years change, the design stays the same.